All right, ready?
We good?
All right, we didn't disappoint anybody. Everybody we told it was going to be close, and we knew it would be. I thought it'd be a few more points scored, but because we were able to run the football, we ran more time off the clock. You know, we scored 28 unanswered points. We got behind 10-0, and luckily we held them down and forced them to kick a field goal, and then we scored 28 points before they scored again. That was, I thought that was outstanding. We learned a lot of lessons today. Fortunately, you know, I've seen a lot of that type of offense the last 3 years, and we pretty much knew how to play it. We knew we had to run the football, and we won the running battle 40 to 160, and that pretty much gave us the ball 7 or 8, 9 more minutes, and you just got to keep them off the field. We couldn't stop them. Hadn't anybody stopped them all year long. And the last game he threw for 600 and scored 59 points after getting behind 28-7, and so our guys never panicked. We just kind of kept doing what we needed to do. Our offense, I thought, did an excellent job of mixing their plays up, throwing enough passes, throwing enough runs in there to keep them honest. But we played hard, and we played with a lot of motion on the sideline. Great for senior day. I know it's not our last game here, but it's our last Saturday game, and you know, we'd have missed some parents had we'd had that thing on Thursday night. So it was good for our seniors, and great to see Mark Barr back here. It's great to just play a team game. Because to beat a team like that with a quarterback like they have, you have to play as a team. Offense, defense, and kicking game. So a little closer than we'd like, but we'll take the win.
10 of 16 on third down to keep them off the field. I mean, that obviously had to be one of the big keys.
Yeah, we knew we had to win the third down battle. We couldn't have gone out there and converted 25 or 30%. I mean, that's a whole key. And I'd already planned to go for it in game. You know, if we passed the 50-yard line, we weren't going to punt. I mean, as long as it was decently, had a decent chance of making 4 or 5 yards, we were going to go for it. And it was one of those things. I think we just got it in one. I think we might have punted one time, if I'm not mistaken. 2.
One punt.
One punt, yeah. And we got inside the 8, and then they turned around and threw the ball about 60 yards in the air for completion. So that's how quick it changes. So you can't rest. That kid's got a great future in front of him. I am glad we don't have to play him again next year. The way he started out, if he'd have kept throwing it like he threw it the first couple of drives, this thing would have been over sooner than this, and the different team would have won. But fortunately, we were able to roll our coverage up a little bit. We didn't play much man, which was exciting. When you've got to play man against a team like this, they can get a lot of big plays on you because they run a lot of pick routes. But it's fun to see our defensive line get some pass rush. We got a couple of sacks, and we played good, as you said, on third down.
You got your running game going too a little bit. I know you were concerned about that the last couple of weeks.
The what?
The running game.
Yeah, the running game, and you know the thing that surprised us is, you know, when we got to the 8 minutes to go in the game, we said, hey, we just got to be able to run the ball no matter what they do. Normally, you know, when they put an 8-man front up like they did, we throw our passes on the outside and run our offense, but we shut it down and said, let's run it, and we busted three or four runs. We ran the clock. Just hated that we fumbled the ball on the 5. We could have got it over with a little bit sooner, but we felt like we needed to make it exciting. I mean, we've done that all year long, and they were able to come back. But there was a lot of big plays in that game. You go back and look at it, and one of the big plays was that one in their 4th and 5. You know, when they scored the touchdown, because if they don't score then, you know, we're able to do some damage and keep the score, you know, out of reach. But again, our guys grew up, our young guys grew up. We didn't tackle as well as I would hope the first half, first quarter, but we got better as the game went on. We actually got stronger on defense. 450 yards, I'll take that every time against a team that throws the ball like they threw it today.
You mentioned the defense giving up over 400 yards but keeping the team to only 25 points. What's that say about the defense when you give up that many yards but there's only 25 points given up?
Yeah. You know, we only gave up 2 or 3 big plays, but none really for touchdowns. And that's what that offense is about. It's about scoring quickly and making you miss tackles and having 40, 50-yard runs after the catch. And we just told our guys, you know, they're going to catch them. And you just get them on the ground and go back, but don't get conservative. Don't back up and get out of the camera. You know, move up. Even though you might make a mistake, you still got a challenge. And it's not a It wasn't a bad play to give up a play against those guys, because we put our corners and safety's in a tough situation at times by rolling our coverage. And usually when you roll, your backside corner or safety is man coverage or by itself with a four-man rush, and it's just tough to cover guys like they have, and with a quarterback that can throw the ball like he throws it.
In the running game, you talked about, is it kind of going with the hot hand? Some days it's Ralph, some days it's Tion. Today it was
Jose, yeah, I don't know how many Jose got, but he got 90 yards. But Jose is our best zone runner. Zone runner means that takes the ball and he reads the three technique and it goes right or left. You know, the other guys are just guys that go downhill, and Jose's got very good vision, and I thought it was a great plan by our offense. We sat and looked at film and looked at it and going, okay, who do we play on this play? And of course, Eddie's a running back coach, and there's no doubt that Jose runs lower than the ground. He's able to read, and he's got a better cutback against what they do, and fortunately it worked.
You had the 94-yard drive. I think you ran it 15 times in that drive. Was that a case where you just came out and were committed to do that?
Yeah. I told our team, when we get the ball, we're going to run it. We're going to force the issue. We've got to get a 2-touchdown lead. If we get it, we're going to kick an onside kick. And I think that's really the score. They just want to see if I had enough guts to call it. And of course we did, but it didn't. We got it. We throw an interception next play. But you know, against a team like that, you have to look for extra possessions, and you have to look for an opportunity to run the clock. And we found something that worked. We ran 2 back, we ran 1 back, and Lou Ellen, played very well again today. He was big on some third down conversions. So again, this team wins by not one guy or 2 guys. Everybody has to play a role, and it's been fun to watch that come together.
looking ahead at what you have coming up the next few weeks. You mentioned learning something from this game to play that style of offense and to be able to run the ball the way you did and different things. But what did this team learn that's going to help them over the next 3 weeks?
We'll learn a lot from this game for our game 2 weeks from now against Houston. It won't help us much against the team that we're going to play next week because they're more of a pro style. They're going to run 2 back, 1 back, run at 60, throw at 40, a lot of play action. But, you get confidence from it. And, again, we'll have something on film that we can watch. But, of course, Houston will have something when we play this type of offense again. But we'll have to switch gears now and get ready for a team on the road that has had another week off. We're playing these teams that have had open dates. I don't know how that works. But they'll be well rested. And they won their game last week on the last play of the game. So they've got a lot of momentum. They've got to win one more game to get to a bowl game. So we'll get their best shot. Just hopefully we get this kind of weather when we go up there. I'm kind of fond of that weather out there today, by the way. That's a lot of fun.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.